Diddy is claiming that the authorities searched his jail cell illegally, but the government says he's been trying to influence and intimidate witnesses, even using social media. The fight went to court today for an emergency hearing. In a sharp letter to the judge, Diddy's lawyers accused the feds of overstepping their authority. They say officers raided his cell at the Metropolitan Detention Center and took pictures of private notes he had written for his lawyers. Somehow, those notes ended up in the hands of the prosecutors. The government defends the search, saying they were looking for contraband, but they also accuse Diddy of paying at least 8 inmates to use their phone account so he could hide his calls from being monitored. They claim he's been using texting apps and three-way calls to keep his actions under wraps. And then there's that Instagram video his kids posted for his 55th birthday. Authorities say it was meant to sway the jury unfairly. Prosecutors also claim Diddy has been leaking sensitive materials and trying to blackmail victims and witnesses, either to silence them or pressure them to testify in his favor. Legal analyst Ariva Martin, who's not involved in the case, said, "It's a big concern, especially with Diddy trying to get out on bail. He needs to show he's not doing anything to tamper with or influence witnesses, whether through his kids, friends, or social media." This case is getting more intense by the day, and Diddy's defense team has a tough battle ahead. Diddy's lawyers claim the feds raided his jail cell and took private, protected documents, sparking a big debate. They argue this violated his Fourth Amendment rights, but here's the catch. Inmates don't have the same privacy rights in prison. Guards can search cells without needing a warrant or probable cause, making this a tough argument for Diddy's team. Typically, in cases like this, federal agents use a separate taint or dirty team, people not involved in the main investigation, to handle the search. This ensures that if privileged materials are found, the prosecutors directly working on the case won't be affected. Prosecutors, however, believe Diddy has been obstructing justice even from prison. They allege he's been using intermediaries to contact witnesses, a claim they've also made during his bail hearing. It's said they have evidence to support this. Furthermore, any attempt to tamper with witnesses could override attorney-client privilege under the crime-fraud exception, as it involves illegal activity. Prosecutors suspect Diddy has been bending the rules in jail by using other inmates' phone numbers or setting up three-way calls to reach witnesses outside. In prison, each inmate gets a personal access code for making calls. The claim is that Diddy's been bypassing this system, either by borrowing other inmates' packs or having family members, like his son, help him connect with witnesses through three-way calls or special software. What makes it more serious is that prosecutors say they've got proof, call records and recordings to back up these allegations. The crime-fraud exception ensures that conversations with your lawyer meant for legal advice remain protected. This means such discussions can't be used as evidence, discovered or accessed by law enforcement. However, this protection has limits. If a lawyer is being used to commit a crime or engage in ongoing fraud, that privilege no longer applies. For example, while Diddy can discuss past actions with his lawyers, if he's using them to tamper with witnesses, obstruct justice, or interfere with the legal process, those actions fall outside the protection of attorney-client privilege. If federal authorities find incriminating evidence, it could significantly worsen Diddy's situation. He's almost certain to remain in custody, as the prosecution would argue against his release by presenting this new evidence as proof of continued misconduct. This would make it even harder for his defense team to secure bail, despite their repeated attempts and offers of a $50 million bail package with stricter conditions. Additionally, this could lead to new charges being added to the case. Alongside his current charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and prostitution, obstruction charges could be piled on, further complicating his defense. On top of that, Diddy might lose his phone privileges entirely at the Metropolitan Detention Center. This could severely limit his ability to communicate with the outside world, making it harder to coordinate with his legal team and prepare for his defense. Overall, finding such evidence could make his legal fight much tougher, keeping him in custody and increasing the stakes in an already high-profile case. The judge is treating this case with the seriousness it demands. While Diddy is being held to the same legal standards as any other criminal defendant, the reality is that this trial is one of the most high-profile cases in the country right now. Given the gravity of the allegations, the judge is ensuring all arguments are heard. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel.